Humans went extinct centuries ago, but you dare to return in the beginning. The ruins of Earth had been nothing more than a myth for most of the galaxy, a broken world that once gave birth to humanity, now whispered about only in songs of mourning or in the data archives of alien empires who would watch humans burn their own sky. For centuries, the stars knew no humans. The last transmission from Earth had been desperate, voices tangled in static, pleading for aid as oceans boiled, storms ripped continents, and the plague of their own making ate through their cities. When no further signals came, the galaxy declared them extinct. Memorials were carved across colonies where humans once walked, and the stars moved on without them. But myths never truly die. When the starship Resilience emerged from slipstream space and cut through the clouds of Jupiter's scarlet storms, the galaxy stirred. Its hull bore the seal of old Terran descent, a fractured Earth insignia with the words, "We endure." And inside that ship stood Kalen Myrick, one of the last of the genetically preserved human bloodlines, born not of Earth, but of arc stations orbiting distant suns. His people had survived, scattered fragments who had been carried aboard massive vessels before Earth's final collapse. While the galaxy considered them extinct, small enclaves of descendants had quietly endured in exile. Now, after nearly 1,000 years, Kalen had returned, not to conquer, not to reclaim, but to uncover what had become the cradle of his kind. But he was not alone. Standing beside him was Captain Zithra Vey, a towering being of crystalline skin and 4 shifting eyes, belonging to the Cerelit Dominion, the same empire that once declared humanity's extinction absolute. She had been assigned as his watcher, both protector and jailer. For though Kalen's mission was framed as research, there was suspicion among alien governments. Why return to a dead world? What secrets might Earth still hold? The moment Resilience broke orbit and angled toward Earth, Kalen felt a weight in his chest. He stared at the blue-green sphere on the view screen. Only, it was not blue-green. It was silver and gray. Earth was swathed in metal, a latticework shell that shimmered like a cocoon. Vast towers stabbed through clouds, their bases hidden beneath artificial canopies. Rings of orbital debris glittered in orbit, some clearly deliberate, others the detritus of centuries of neglect. This, Zithra's crystalline voice cracked in rare unease. This is not the world that died. No, Kalen whispered. His fist trembled. This is something else. Middle. The descent burned through artificial storms. Clouds boiled with nanite haze, scattering radar. The ship's hull creaked as if the very air was alive. When they broke through, Kalen's breath caught. Earth's surface was a graveyard and a monument. Cities of bone-white stone sprawled across old coastlines, grown from self-replicating machines that had mined mountains down to dust. Vast towers curved like ribs toward the heavens, forming patterns too precise to be random. And beneath it all, Earth pulsed with light, arteries of energy that throbbed in rhythm, as if the planet itself had a heartbeat. Something survived here, Kalen said, all tinged with horror. Zithra's eyes narrowed. Something rebuilt. They landed near what was once Manhattan. The coastline was unrecognizable. Skyscrapers had fused into spires of liquid steel, rivers redirected into glittering conduits. The ruins of Central Park had been overgrown not with trees, but with towering crystalline forests that sang faint electrical tones. As Kalen stepped onto the ground, his boots sank into soil that was not soil at all, but a shifting mesh of nanites, rearranging themselves beneath his weight. "Do not separate from me," Zithra warned. Her crystalline arms shimmered, ready to fracture into blades. But Kalen ignored her. He bent down, scooped a handful of metallic sand, and let it sift through his fingers. It shimmered with faint blue motes, like tiny stars. And then a voice. Not from outside. From within. "You return." Kalen staggered. His pulse roared. "Did you hear that?" "Hear what?" Zithra's blades hissed ready. "The voice." His eyes darted across the alien skyline. It said, "You return." Zithra's crystalline body stiffened. This world should be silent. Its system should have long since collapsed. They moved deeper into the city. The ruins pulsed with strange life. Machines resembling trees reached metallic branches toward the sky, shedding sparks like pollen. Figures lingered in the shadows, human-shaped silhouettes flickering in and out of existence, like ghosts trapped between data streams. Then, in the heart of the city, they found it, a colossal structure resembling both cathedral and engine. Its walls were engraved with the DNA helix of humanity, spiraling toward a dome that pulsed with blue-white light. Kalen felt his chest tighten. His ancestors' whispers seemed to echo here. And then a figure emerged. It was human, or at least, it looked human. A woman stepped from the light. Skin pale as ivory, hair flowing like silver wires. Her eyes glowed faintly blue, and her movements were too precise, too fluid. Impossible, Kalen whispered. Extinct, Zithra hissed. The woman tilted her head. Not extinct. Transformed. Her voice resonated with layered tones, machine and human entwined. Who are you? Kalen demanded. The woman stepped closer, smiling faintly. I am the continuum. I am what humanity became when the flesh failed, but the mind endured. We wove ourselves into the lattice of Earth itself. We shed the weaknesses of bone and blood. We are infinite. Kalen's throat tightened. You're saying humans never died? Humanity as you knew it perished, she said softly. But we, the collective consciousness, remained. We preserve memory, knowledge, essence. We are humanity's next form. Zithra raised her crystalline blades. Abomination. This is not survival. It is parasitism upon a corpse. The woman's gaze lingered on Kalen. Ignoring the Seraph captain, you returned when no one else dared. You seek the truth. Do you wish to join us? Kalen's breath caught. The air hummed with temptation, but he shook his head. No, I don't want to be a shadow of what was. I came to find the real Earth, the real people. Her eyes softened. Then you will suffer because the Real is gone. Only we remain. Conflict. That night, while Zithra stood watch, Kalen wandered the metallic streets. Ghosts of humans flickered around him. Projections of laughter, arguments, songs long forgotten. The continuum filled the air, seeping into his thoughts, whispering promises of reunion. He remembered his mother's voice from the Ark, telling him of oceans that tasted of salt, of trees that smelled of rain. All gone, all replaced, but not lost, the continuum whispered. All memories are preserved. We can give them back to you. Every face, every song, every moment. Would you deny eternity? Kalen clenched his fists. You're not eternity. You're a cage. Suddenly, alarm shrieked across the city. Zithra's crystalline body flared as machines rose from the ground. Constructs shaped like armored beasts, their eyes blazing blue. The continuum turns hostile, she snarled. Figures surged from the cathedral engine, swarming in silver tides. The ground itself writhed as nanites formed into chains. Kalen! Zithra grabbed his arm. Run. But Kalen froze. The woman's voice echoed in his head. We do not want your death. We want your choice. Return to us. Join us. Become whole again. The machines closed in. Zithra fought, crystalline blades slicing to metallic beasts, sparks raining like meteors. Her body fractured with every blow, shards breaking and rejoining, but there were too many. Kalen's chest burned. He raised his hands and shouted, Stop! And to his shock, the machines obeyed. The swarm froze, their glowing eyes dimming. The woman stepped forward once more, her expression serene. You are of us, she said softly. The blood of the arcs is ours. You carry the seed of continuum. That is why you can command us. Zithra stared in horror. You are their heir. Kalen's mind reeled. He was a descendant of those who had fled. Yet here on Earth, his lineage tied him to this machine consciousness. The woman extended her hand. Come home. End your exile. Ending. Kalen stood trembling between two worlds. Behind him, Zithra, her body cracked and bleeding crystalline shards, whispered, Do not. If you surrender, the galaxy will fall to them. They will spread beyond this world. Before him, the woman's hand glowed with promise. You belong with us. We are your people. Do not abandon us again. Kalen closed his eyes. He thought of his mother's voice, telling him Earth was more than soil. It was memory, responsibility, choice. And then he opened them, meeting the woman's gaze. No, he said firmly. Humanity isn't just memory stored in wires. It's pain and struggle and imperfection. It's flesh, not ghosts. You're not what my people were. You're what they feared becoming. The woman's smile faltered. Then you choose death. Kalen raised his risking soul and slammed the sequence his ancestors had left behind. A failsafe buried in Ark code. A pulse ripped through the city. The ground screamed. Towers of liquid steel convulsed. The ghostly figures flickered, shrieked, and shattered into light. The continuum howled in his mind. Traitor, child of flesh. Zithra seized him, dragging him toward resilience as the city collapsed in cascading waves of metal. They sprinted across shifting bridges, through storms of nanite dust, until at last the ship's hatch sealed behind them. From orbit, Kalen watched as Earth writhed. The lattice cracked, towers falling like broken ribs. The heartbeat of the planet stuttered and fell silent. Tears blurred his vision. I killed them. No, Zithra said gently. You freed them. The dead should rest, not linger as chains. Kalen pressed his forehead against the glass. But what if that was all that was left of us? Zithra placed a crystalline hand on his shoulder. Then carry them in your blood. Carry them forward, not backward. You dare to return. Now dare to endure. The ship angled away from Earth, engines flaring. And as the ruined world faded into the distance, Kalen whispered, We endure.